Let's play a ridiculous reporter named Ann Applebaum meeting kids. You got it right now? Let's play it.
Let's take a...
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Really appreciate it. I'm Daniel Schmidt. I'm a freshman at the University of Chicago. My question is for Ms. Applebaum. So in 2020, you wrote, "Those who live outside the Fox News bubble do not, of course, need to learn any of the stuff about Hunter Biden," referring to his laptop, of course. A poll later after that found that if voters knew about the content of the laptop, 16% of Joe Biden voters would have acted differently. Now, of course, we know a few weeks ago, the New York Times confirmed that the content is real. Do you think the media acted inappropriately when they instantly dismissed Hunter Biden's laptop as Russian disinformation? And what can we learn from that in ensuring that what we label as disinformation is truly disinformation and not reality?
I mean, my problem with Hunter Biden's laptop is I think totally irrelevant. I mean, it's not whether it's disinformation or, I mean, I don't think the Hunter Biden's business relationships have anything to do with who should be president of the United States. So I don't find it to be interesting. I mean, that would be my problem with that as a major news story.
We're going to talk about more of this tomorrow in our first panel, so stand by.
The best is how great the kid was. Like, the kid was awesome. The kid had everything right. How asinine is this Ann Applebaum? What a smug, arrogant jackass. I mean, can you imagine? First off, she's sitting there. You couldn't be more arrogant, right? Oh, I've written books. Hunter Biden's story was all over the news for a minute. Had that been anybody else, oh my God. Hunter Biden's story includes a reference to the big guy, which is his dad, who's the president. Why was it disinformation if it wasn't interesting at all? Why was it immediately classified as disinformation? Look, a lot of people tell me to stick to sports, and I have, but I got to tell you, I hate the media. Like, I don't dislike anything. I like everything. But the smug, arrogant jackasses, and this is in sports. I'll never forget Gerald Ford saying, if you think they're idiots in the sports media, you should see them in the front page media. Ann Applebaum, how smug, arrogant, and ridiculous is she? Well, I don't think it's interesting. Really? Well, why? Why is it not interesting that the son of the president and 16% of the population would have changed their vote, or at least they feel that it would have influenced their vote? 16%, which is a big number. But her sorry ass doesn't feel it to be interesting. And then how about this chicken blank guy sitting there? How about this? Well, stay tuned. We're going to have a panel. Well, you don't need a panel. See, panels suck. No, what you need is the person right there in front of you that is actually out there writing nothing. That's the person to discuss with. It's not a panel of a bunch of college kids. It's not a panel of a bunch of profs who can't wipe their backsides. You got the person right there, and she couldn't answer the question. See, a legitimate professor, and I got to tell you, professors and media deserve each other. The worst of the worst among us, because they're liars, thieves, and they don't do anything. And they're so biased. That's the one thing. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Biden. I voted for this guy. But this Applebaum lady infuriates me because this is exactly what the media is. Smug, arrogant. Oh, just ridiculous. Well, I don't think it's interesting. Could you be a bigger jerk? You couldn't answer the question. The kid probably would have had a great follow-up, like, well, is it your call to whether it's interesting or not? Obviously, lies were, again, perpetrated. The media didn't tell the truth on anything, Russia. The media didn't tell the truth on this. It influenced the election. You can say it didn't. The kid just gave you numbers. And the follow-up, or not to have a follow-up, I'm telling you, and I've been telling you, and it's an uphill fight because when you, as you know, When you argue with people that buy ink by the barrel, you lose. And I don't think I have lost, but I've certainly been damaged. But I don't care. This lady is the perfect example of why we have a complete distrust, if not hatred, of all things media. Smug. Well, I don't think it's interesting. Gives a crap what you think. How does she have a job? If you have Hunter Biden's laptop with all this stuff, including possibly, I'm not saying there is, possibly incriminating information on the Democratic nominee, to where he may be bought and sold, to where he may be getting funds illegally, to where he may be being paid off, and that's not interesting, then tell me what is. Billy Bush walking with Donald Trump 10 years ago? That's interesting? What are we doing? Like, one of the reasons I love being with Outkick is you can have these conversations. And in having these conversations, sure, it's not as big of a platform right now as ESPN, but it will be, because you all will realize what a blank show. What a blank show our media is. Whether it's ESPN, Jalen Rose, and these guys lying about facts, who got killed, to this arrogant ass sitting, no, I don't think it's interesting. Shut up. And nobody will criticize her. Why? Because all these media guys think the same thing. They're all left-leaning. How about we just have, like me, no leaning? No leaning. Just be. That's a fact. Let's go. Man, that stuff just infuriates me. It really does. And I don't think I'm saying this harshly enough, because I've been asked not to swear on this show, and in this case, it's really difficult. But this lady sits up there with a student that asks a great question. She can't answer the question in any factual manner. All she does is give an opinion on whether she deems it interesting. Okay, well, I deem it interesting that 16% of the people would have been influenced about that. Don't you feel some sense of responsibility as a media member, labeling something disinformation? And what did we learn? That was the question. What did we learn? She couldn't answer the question. See, I would be bad. I would be a bad college president. I need to sit right here, because I would call that moderator guy in and say, look, you're awful. Yeah, maybe you have tenure, but go do your tenure in a closet. And if you want to ban somebody from campuses like colleges want to do, ban people like this Applebaum, who clearly have an agenda that is against anything that this country stands for. Truth, honesty, fairness. But we just go along. You'll never see this on CBS. You'll never see this on CNN. You won't see this anywhere. Because it's all in cahoots. That's why it's so important for things. Outkick, so important. Blaze, so important. Allison Williams, so important. Because I don't have an agenda. You think I wanted to talk about this today? Hell no. The Masters is starting, and I'm going to get it done.